Coming up on the Late Express, in Japan, no survivors spotted after a jumbo jet crashes on a mountain.
And automatic money machines gain popularity in Northwest Arkansas. Good evening, I'm Elizabeth Alex.
And I'm Gary Gunter. These stories and more next.
Good news, gals. The Carriage Shop has consolidated both locations into one brand new, bigger, and better than ever store. It's the same great styling and service that you've come to expect, just a larger selection for your shopping pleasure. Don't you dare miss out on the beautiful, all-new Carriage Shop. Located in Central Mall's newest wing, the Carriage Shop. All new, all in one, just for you. The Carriage Shop in Central Mall, Fort Smith.
Channel 24, Fort Smith, Fayetteville.
From KPOM TV, this is 24 Express News. With sports, David Bradley, Stan Steele weather, and with the news, Elizabeth Alex and Gary Gunter.
From all appearances, the worst plane crash in history happened today when a jumbo jet ran into a mountain in Japan.
Beth, the last communications from that Japan Airlines 747 revealed that the pilot was having trouble controlling the plane. The plane carried more than 500 people. More now from Lloyd Dobbins.
Flight 123 had taken off without a problem from Haneda Airport in Tokyo, headed for Osaka. An amateur cameraman videotaped its departure. Within minutes, it was in trouble. Within half an hour, it had crashed. 524 people were on the plane, and if they are dead, this will be the worst single airplane disaster in aviation history. The plane was packed because this is the time in Japan when people in the cities go to visit their friends and relatives in the countryside. It is, or was, a happy time of year. Relatives of the 524 people who were on board are being taken by bus to the crash site about 100 miles northwest of Tokyo. Among the passengers are 21 foreigners who are only partially identified. Japan's Minister of Transportation, who will head the crash investigation, had flown to Tokyo on the same plane 90 minutes before, the last safe flight it made. The current theory is that the right rear door on the plane came off, hit the tail section, and threw the 747 out of control. The pilot turned the crippled plane to the right toward Yokota Air Force Base. He had been given permission to make an emergency landing there, but after flying an erratic path, the plane crashed into the mountainside. At search headquarters, authorities say there are two other possibilities. Witnesses on the ground say the plane was on fire before it crashed, and at the time of the crash, there was a severe thunderstorm in the area. Investigators will have to go through the wreckage to find out what caused the crash of Flight 123. Lloyd Dobbins, NBC News, Tokyo.
The founder of the white supremacist group, the Covenant, the Sword, and the Arm of the Lord, pleaded guilty along with 5 of his followers to weapons charges today in Hot Springs. We've got the story tonight from Mike Browning.
Give us room to walk. Give us room to walk.
After pleading guilty to weapons charges, CSA leader Jim Ellison and Elder Kerry Noble were escorted from Hot Springs Federal Court.
How would you describe how the CSA is plenty with It's in God's hands, that's all.
Ellison entered guilty pleas to 1 count of conspiracy and another count of illegal possession of an automatic weapon.
Under the plea agreement, Mr. Ellison will receive the maximum penalty for the conspiracy offense of 5 years, and he is still subject to a penalty of up to 30 years on the racketeering offense.
The government offered us what we felt was a fair offer, and Mr. Ellison was unwilling at this point in time to put his family through the stress and strain of another trial.
Also pleading guilty to conspiracy, CSA Elder Kerry Noble and 4 other members of the white supremacist group based in Marion County. The guilty pleas stem from a 20-count indictment handed down May 30th in Fort Smith. The indictment came after a 4-day siege last April in which federal agents negotiated the surrender of Ellison and CSA members. Inside the 224-acre camp, agents uncovered a large display of weapons and explosives, including automatic firearms and silencers. At the federal courthouse, Mike Browning, 11 Action News, Hot Springs.
Close questioning of prospective jurors in the Conway trial of 2 former policemen produced 2 jurors today. The men are accused in the 1960 killing of Marvin Williams while the victim was in jail.
Automatic teller machines are waging the war on crime. The popular money machines are a favorite with thieves and vandals, but the newest machines are fighting back. Channel 24's Lou Ann Stewart explains.
These automatic teller machines are a popular item found at many banks. Since 1975, when these machines were first installed in Fort Smith, they have been poked at, hit, kicked, and set on fire. And often as not, they gave a hefty bundle of cash to the enterprising individual. But the recently developed Diebold 911 is a tougher, more rugged teller machine. The Diebold shuts down in seconds at the first sign of vandalism or theft. Driver's licenses and other foreign materials can't deceive this sturdy machine.
Someone stole my card and tried to access my account. They would need to know my secret number. And if they try to use my personal identification number more than 4 times, then it would retrieve the card and they couldn't use it anymore.
For the Diebold, the customer can also be a hindrance.
They will put their secret code and they'll write it on the card. And when you do that, you're just inviting some type of robbery or someone to use your account.
For the most protection, always memorize your number and keep it separate from your card. This Diebold automatic teller machine not only provides more security for the customer's account, but for the customer as well. As you can see, you don't even have to get out of your car to get ready cash. In Van Buren, I'm Lou Ann Stewart, 24 Express News.
By the way, welcome to Lou Ann. She just joined the staff today, and we're very happy to have her here at 24 Express News. Automatic tellers aren't the only bank services battling the odds. U.S. savings bonds are pushing their way to the front of the investment line. 24's Melvin Coffey reports the bonds have garnered the top spot thanks to attractive interest rates.
It's called competition, and it's in response to the popularity of bank investments like money market accounts, certificates of deposit, or CDs, and individual retirement accounts. But now those investments may run head-on into government competition with U.S. savings bonds, now paying more than 9% for a 5-year bond. That compares with an average of just 7% for money market investments, 8% for CDs, 9% for IRAs, and just 5.5% for regular savings accounts. But what are the advantages of a government bond, and who are the people likely to buy them?
Those people who are extremely safety conscious, they would be very concerned. Someone who would like to play the interest rates. Because you are not locked into one fixed interest rate, but instead will get a varied rate, and if interest rates go up, you're going to get a higher rate.
The bonds are considered safe because no matter how far interest rates fall, the government will pay 7.5% on a 5-year bond. And like many investments, there are tax advantages. Deciding where to put your money can vary just as much as interest rates. But as one financial consultant tells us, with U.S. savings bonds, your money won't fail as long as federal government printing presses continue to roll. In Fort Smith, Melvin Coffey for 24 Express News.
Coming up, local customers of OG&E face higher electric bills.
And around Springdale, it's time to harvest the grapes. Those stories coming up on the Express.
Tonight's news brought to you by Entree Computer Center and Phoenix Village Hardware.
The first thing some computer stores show you is a computer. But at Entree Computer Centers...
Can I see a computer? Not yet.
The first thing we show you is a private room where you can talk to someone who's going to be with you every step of the way. At Entree, we bring in consultants, instructors, technicians to assess your needs. And only when we know you thoroughly...
Now we've got something to show you.
Will we show you a computer.
Entree, the area's largest authorized IBM, Compact, and Hewlett-Packard dealer.
Hi, I'm Jerry Walrod, manager of Phoenix Village Hardware, and I want you to know that at Phoenix Village Hardware, we offer you something different. We speak your language. Maybe you have one of those thingamajigs or a doololly that needs to be replaced, or a whatchamacallit for that leaky sink. How about a doodad for finishing up that remodeling job? We've got them all, so come by to see us at Phoenix Village True Value Hardware in Fort Smith, on the square in Phoenix Village. We speak your language.
Why are people talking about shopping at Price Cutter in Springdale?
I shop up here because of the prices are so fantastic, and I live in Fayetteville, and I think it's well worth the trip up here to do my shopping.
Because it's big, because it's clean, and the prices are lower than anywhere else.
Convenient and a good variety of items.
Shopping Price Cutter is a good habit to get into. We guarantee you the absolute lowest total food bill. Price Cutter, corner of Highway 68 and 71, Springdale. Also Fort Smith and Podo.
Fall is still more than a month away, but the harvest is already beginning for one Northwest Arkansas crop. Channel 24's Greg Verley reports field workers are needed for the difficult job of hand-picking grapes.
As long as you aren't afraid of work, grape picking could be a good temporary job, but it does demand a lot. Work starts at the crack of dawn and ends around 2 in the afternoon. The time in between is spent in the hot sun, cutting, trimming, and boxing the delicate fruit.
We tell each picker to bring water and their lunch because they're going to come out here early in the morning and they're going to be out sweating, and there's insects and you're walking on dirt and there's rocks, and you could have foot problems, so you have to wear good shoes and clothing, and it's hard work and you have to be prepared to work steadily.
While these people are out in the fields, others are back at the warehouse preparing boxes which will be used later. Then when the picking finishes for the day, the grapes are hauled here and stored in a giant refrigerator before being shipped out to their final destination. Salaries for this type of job depend on how hard you're willing to work. Workers in this field are getting paid $1 for each of these 20-pound boxes that they're filling with grapes. I think I'll stick with reporting. Near Springdale, Craig Verley for 24 Express News.
Higher electric bills are the prospect for area customers of OG&E. The utility is before the Arkansas Corporation Commission trying to get a $128 million increase. Meanwhile, the commission recommends a hike of $91 to $98 million. The hearing will go on for another week. Residents of 3 small towns in northwest Arizona were evacuated today after a train carrying hazardous materials derailed and caught fire. No injuries, but some residents are going back home tonight.
Calling all quilters, get out your frames and thimbles. A statewide quilting contest is underway, and Channel 24's Julia Hilda reports local quilters are preparing to leap into the fray.
Nimble fingers, intricate stitches, pros working alongside new quilt enthusiasts, all bringing attention to the art and the tradition behind it.
No one else pretty much duplicates what you do. I think each quilt is very, very individual. Even though you're using some of the same materials and fabrics, it's very individual.
It's very addicting. You get started in quilting and you don't want to do anything else. But it is. It's very peaceful. It's very relaxing.
It's all hand-stitched. This addictive art has many people working long hours these days preparing for a statewide contest. Officials at the Arkansas Territorial Restoration Building in Little Rock are looking for quilts to add to the collection.
Well, we have 6 categories to choose from, so it's not, you're not limited. And my hint would be to reflect where you live. If you admire the old historical architecture of the Fort Smith area, then put it in your quilt. If musicians that have come from here, the writers, the photographers, anything that that comes to your mind that you are interested in.
But whether quilt makers are quick stitching for the big contest or just doing it for pleasure, all agree.
Well, I think it's great. I'm really looking forward to having a real good time doing this.
In Fort Smith, Julia Hilder, 24 Express News.
And if you're tired of the heat and humidity, relief may be on the way. More in a minute.
Who you gonna turn to for a delicious summertime meal? Kentucky Fried Chicken and our summertime picnic special, including a free 2-liter bottle of Coke. For just $8.99, you get 8 pieces of chicken, large potatoes, gravy, large coleslaw, 4 buttermilk biscuits, and a free 2-liter bottle of Coke. Kentucky Fried Chicken's summertime picnic special, a family meal for just $8.99, plus a free 2-liter bottle of Coke.
Who you gonna turn to? Who you gonna turn to? Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
It's the final week of Schuster's exciting mid-year clearance. Save as never before on all furniture items, televisions, appliances, and water beds. Regular $900 3-piece all-wood Clonus-style master bedroom. Dresser and hutch mirror and headboard for $399. Matching chest for $199. Or buy this 5-piece contemporary-style dinette set for $347. It's the final week of Schuster's mid-year clearance. That's Schuster's in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Pine Bluff, and Fort Smith. Open Sundays, 1 to 6.
There are movers, and there are shakers. Our movers are specially trained and equipped to handle what you have to move. Shakers are not. If you're moving, don't call a shaker. Call a mover. Call Mayflower.
Call Admiral Moving and Storage in Fayetteville at 442-4631 or Golf Moving and Storage in Fort Smith at 646-2266.
Stan Steele's still on vacation, but he left C.H. Jackson to deal with the hurricane.
Well, it's not a hurricane yet, but it's getting there, and its name is Claudette. And it could affect our weather a little
I
bit.
guess that's a nice enough name for a hurricane.
Yes, if it goes into the Cape Hatteras area, we could get some spillover, and we'll say, bless you, Claudette.
Okay.
It could cool us off, but it's not going to happen immediately. In fact, it's going to be a day or two before we see any relief at all. But the tropical depression, I guess you'd call it at the moment, Claudette, is swinging around toward land, and we'll get a backflow around that and some moisture coming our way. Checking our current temperatures right now in Fort Smith, we stand at 86 degrees after a high today of 97 and a high yesterday of 95. The low this morning was 73 degrees. Winds are out of the southeast at 7 miles per hour. Humidity at 56%. No rainfall to report. And the barometer is at 29.88 and is rising. In Fayetteville, 82 degrees. High today reached 93 and a low this morning of 72. Southerly winds at 7, 67% humidity. Miserable kind of night. There's no rainfall. 29.92 and steady, the barometer. The record high temperature set back in 1934, 107 degrees. Record low was 53, and that was set in 1967. 2.20 inches of rainfall, that's 117 above normal. The annual at 2903 is almost 4 inches above normal. And the Arkansas River at 19.5 feet, 7 a.m. flow should be 10,000 cubic feet a second. That's still plenty safe enough for small boats. Sunrise at 6:35 and sunset at 8:10. Well, here's the way the national map looks. If we look into our upper level winds, you'll see they're quite high. We also have a low pressure center in Canada trailing a cold front out to and including parts of Oklahoma and Kansas, and that's coming this way. And if we turn around the other way, you can see the depression down here in the lower part of your screen. That's going to be the tropical depression moving our way. Looking at the radar now, if you remember the 5:30 radar, it was a little further out in Oklahoma. It's coming our way. We're going to get some rain, but not today or tomorrow. A little closer, there are some light showers all the way from Kansas City right on down through central Oklahoma now, and moving our direction. They'll be over here probably about Wednesday, if not a little sooner. And the temperatures, unfortunately, are still going to be steamy. In 90s in our area, some of the 80s. Looky here, back in the 60s in Montana, and we could use some of that cooling down in our direction, too. The temperatures right now, however, still warm. 86 in Fort Smith, 85 in Fayetteville, 91 Dallas, McAllister, and Tulsa. Still plenty warm there, but there is some shower activity moving in their direction. Here's the way it's going to look tomorrow. That big low pressure center is swinging the cold front all the way through middle of Oklahoma with the trough dropping down into the Pecos Valley, and that'll be swinging our way. It'll be humid, but by late tomorrow night or early Wednesday, we could be seeing some shower activity, and it could be a little relief. As this storm becomes more defined, we'll get a little backflow around that and a little of the nice temperatures around that. But for now, let's look at 92 degrees for a high tomorrow, a chance of showers, only about 20%, 72 for a low. Then on Wednesday, a better chance of showers, about a 40% chance, a low again of 72. Temperatures remaining in the mid-90s. There's going to be a little bit of humidity and then a chance of cooling. So we'll look to rain right through Saturday, but by Saturday afternoon, we can look for a good weekend.
Let's hope so.
That'd be nice.
Okay, coming up, Dave Bradley Sports. Stay with us.
This week, double your savings at Safeway during Double Value Coupon Days. That's right. Every day this week, Safeway will double the value on manufacturer's cents-off coupons you redeem with purchase. Now save twice as much at Safeway on a store full of low prices when you take advantage of double value on manufacturer's coupons. One coupon per identical item, please, on coupons up to 40 cents in value. Come on, double your savings every day this week during Double Value Coupon Days. Now at Safeway.
We are the baddest bugs in town.
Oh, no.
We love to sneak around. Call Terminator. We love to come into your house and drive it crazy. We are the baddest bugs in town.
No matter how bad the termites, we'll make your problems go away, because nobody's better at stopping termites scientifically than Terminix, and we guarantee it. Terminix. No more bugs, no more worries.
At Quality Furniture, we're now your authorized dealer for genuine Lazy Boy recliners, and our selection is great. During our August Record Breaker sale, we have Lazy Boys starting as low as $219. We also carry a complete line of Lazy Boy hide-a-beds.
Karen, when it comes to module furniture, we have it out here at Quality Furniture. You can have it like this, or even like this, or even like this, or how about this, or even maybe like this, or how about this, and they're all on sale out here at Quality Furniture Fair right now.
Here's Dave to talk about some baseball, local ball tonight.
That's right. State tournament gets underway, and probably one of the best games of the tournament between Fort Smith J. Motor and Fayetteville College Club. Excitement, to say the least. Losers bracket of the State Legion Baseball Tournament. J. Motor Company, the pre-tourney favorite against Fayetteville College Club. The Motormen win a squeaker 6-5. They had to come from behind to do it. Pick up highlights in this one tonight. In the third inning, down 4-1, Alan Condon with a hot shot to short, 2-run score in the play, and it's 4-3. College Club. Jay tied it in the fifth. This time it's David Little at bat. He gets the hit to right field. Brian Todd will score easily from third base. Scott Ray will try to score from second. He challenges the throw, but he is gunned down at the plate. The score's tied at 4. Jay scored 2 later to take the lead and held on for the victory. The rest of the day's action looked like this. North Little Rock DeJanis eliminated Pine Bluff 9-2 in the afternoon game. There you see Jay over College Club by a run. And in the winner's bracket final tonight, Conway has a 12-11 lead over Newport. That ball game is in the 5th inning. Now, Newport, by the way, is sponsored by George Kell Motors, the same George Kell who's in the Baseball Hall of Fame and who currently broadcasts the Detroit Tigers baseball games for radio. Mr. Kell flew into Fort Smith tonight to watch his team play. I asked his opinion of the recently resolved baseball strike.
My feelings, personally, I'm terribly embarrassed that baseball has to go through a strike. The players are the best paid of any sports, of any of the sports. They have the best pension system in the world, not just sports. They're doing better than they've ever done. They have no reason at all to strike. The owners have financial problems, but they brought it on themselves, and they shouldn't be asking the players to solve my financial problem. If they could settle the strike in 2 days, as they did after this struck, they should have settled it last November. I'm embarrassed at baseball. That is a great all-American sport, and it is. Now, you can tell me about football and NBA and the NFL and all of that, but it's still baseball. I'm embarrassed that we have to go through a strike.
Major League action today. The Chicago Cubs entered this afternoon's game with Montreal, riding a 7-game losing streak. For a while, it looked like it was going to be 8, but the Cubs rallied to win it 8-7. Highlights from the Windy City. Tim Wallach at bat for Montreal, a 2-run home run deep to left field, puts Montreal up 2-0, and things look good for the Expos. It looked even better in the 5th inning when Hubie Brooks at bat. He steps in, slaps one almost in the same place. Another runner on this time. The Expos had a 5-0 lead. Back came the Cubbies in the home half of the 5th. Ryan Sandberg at the plate with the man aboard. He gives it a ticket of ride, number 16 for Rhino. It's 5-3. Wallach homered again in the 6th to make it 6-3. Then Thad Bosley tied it up for the Cubs with a 3-run shot to right center field at 6 apiece. After 6 innings of play, Bosley wasn't through playing the hero. He stepped up in the 8th with a Chicago down by a run. Deep center field, a 2-run homer is the difference. The Cubs win at 8-7. 7 home runs in that game today at Wrigley. Rest of the National League looks like this. New York wins again. Keith Hernandez with 3 RBIs in that one, as New York beats Philadelphia 4-3. St. Louis has an 8-0 edge on Pittsburgh in the 6th inning. Cincinnati and San Diego scoreless after 1. No report yet from Atlanta and Los Angeles in Dodger Stadium. In the American League tonight, Cleveland beats Baltimore. This is first inning action. Pat Tabler with a bases loaded 2-run single. That made it 3-0 Cleveland in the 1st inning. In the 2nd inning, Eddie Murray stands in for Baltimore. He sends one deep. Home run number 21 for Eddie Murray. That made it 5-1. Cleveland had the lead, but they wouldn't get any closer. To the 9th inning, Pat Tabler again shuts the door down the left field line. He drives in a run. Cleveland wins 8-5. Other scores in the American League look like this. Oakland took the first game of a doubleheader from Oakland, or Minnesota took the first game of a doubleheader from Oakland 4-3. They're tied at 4 in the 6th inning. Cleveland beat Baltimore 8-5, as we showed you. Kansas City edged Boston tonight 3-2. Mark Gubas the win. Quisenberry the save. California beat Seattle 5-2. Reggie Jackson a home run in that one, number 521. He is tied now for 8th on the all-time list. New York is leading Chicago 2-0 in the 5th inning. Toronto has a 3-1 bulge on Texas in the 6th. And Detroit has a 2-0 edge. That's in the 6th inning. Big day in golf yesterday, both on the men's and women's tour. Hubert Green won the PGA Championship by 2 shots and wonders when the feeling will sink in.
It's going to be a couple days before I can sit back and decide just and really enjoy the thrill of winning a tournament again in one of this caliber. I know when I won the U.S. Open, you just it's sort of like being on the first hour of your honeymoon. You know, it's good so far, but you haven't done anything yet. You know, the anticipation is pretty good too.
That's Hubert Green, so he's pretty excited.
Very good. Thanks for a look at sports, Dave. And we've got a final note in a moment.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 6.5 points to close at 1314.29.
Comes Sports Smash, the U.S. Mud Racing National, August 16th, 17th, and 18th. On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the nation's top mud racers invade the Tri-State Speedway for the Super Showdown Motor Spectacular.
Witness the awesome powers these unlimited drag racing-style mud monsters challenge the Mammoth Mud Pit.
Blasting off at 8 o'clock Friday and Saturday.
And 2 Sunday at Tri-State Speedway.
Down and dirty.
The U.S. Mud Racing Nationals.
August 16th, 17th, and 18th.
Don't miss it!
Sleeping Beauty is a fairy tale come true. You can enjoy the same luxurious cloud-like sleeping comfort on your new Sleeping Beauty sleep set. Majestic's finest, featuring a decorator-designed cover approved by House & Garden and a full 20-year non-prorated warranty. For the rest of your life, it's Sleeping Beauty by Majestic. See your Sleeping Beauty sleep set at these dealers.
Linkway Fine Home Furnishings in Fayetteville and Rogers.
Hi, I'm Bob, the Silver Fox, and this is Quality Muffler. We install mufflers and brakes better than anyone in the whole world. We have a lifetime warranty on our brake pads, and our mufflers and workmanship are unconditionally guaranteed. Silver Fox, can you put a muffler on my pack mule? Now, wait a minute. Oh, well, get on in there. Remember, it's Quality Muffler in Springdale.
Finally, here's a case of the biggest not coming from Texas, but from Louisiana. A pair of 5,000 egg omelets cooked up yesterday, and Jan Hardy was there.
Bicieres, France, the Knights of the Great Easter Omelet began the traditional sharing of the colossal omelet as part of their Easter celebration. The group of 13 French chefs has now brought this old world tradition to Bicieres' sister city in Louisiana, Abbeville, for their French Market Festival. Premier Cajun chef Paul Prudhomme has also returned home to the bayous to officiate at the preparation of one of the world's largest omelets. The skillet measures 12 feet in diameter, the spoons 8-foot oak paddles, and the recipe, pure Cajun. Among the ingredients, 5,000 eggs, 420 onions, 52 pounds of butter, 50 bottles of Cajun Power garlic sauce, plus a mere 5 ounces Tabasco, known as liquid fire.
For the Cajun omelet, you just put everything in it, including the dish sink, and that makes it much better.
The eggs were poured from a 4-foot silver ladle, and the chef stirred the golden liquid.
I tell you, it's starting to look like scrambled eggs. It really is. I mean, there's a whole mound of it in there, looking good. Hopefully they'll be able to fold it. I'm not sure if they're going to fold it or not, but hopefully they'll be able to.
When done, the eggs were served on 6-foot loaves of French bread to a crowd of more than 5,000.
Good. It's amazing, but it is good. And anything hard in it.
You didn't taste anything hard?
No, you know, all the stuff flying in the air, and it's so big. I expected maybe to have a piece of branch in it, but it's wonderful. It's not bad. But it's very definitely French.
Other people might say, eat, drink, and be merry, but these Cajuns say, le bon temps roule, translated, let the good times roll. I'm Jan Hardy in Abbeville, Louisiana for NBC News.
I think it was just scrambled eggs. That wasn't
It
really
really
an
wasn't
omelet.
an omelet,
Quite
no.
fair.
Looked like fun anyway.
A serious note, by the way, we've just heard word from Japan, remarkable news, that there are apparently 4 survivors, at least 4, from that bad air crash in Japan. That's all of our time for the Lady Express.
Join us tomorrow at 6:30 for the Sunrise Express, and we'll be back at 5:30.
Until then, I'm Gary Gunter for the 24 Express News Team. Have a good night.
Tonight's news brought to you by Entree Computer Center and Phoenix Village Hardware.
Nothing tastes as good as your first cup of coffee in the morning, and fresh hot coffee is only a phone call away. Let Williamson Catering install a new Bonomatic coffee brewer in your office and provide maintenance and supplies as you need them. Whether you want one cup of coffee or a whole pot, Williamson has the right machine for you. Some models provide hot water for tea, hot chocolate, or soup, 1 cup at a time. For all your catering needs, call Williamson Catering, 783-7740, or drop by the office at 1623 Towson.
There are some people who still think that to hide their guns or valuables in a drawer means security and convenience. But then some people know that just is not true. John's Lock and Safe and the Fort Knox Safe Company bring to Fort Smith America's #1 selling gun vault. Made of solid American plate steel, they feature a patented rack and pinion gear drive, multiple locking bolts, in your choice of 7 distinct interiors and 3 exterior colors. The Fort Knox Safe Company and John's Lock and Safe, the most trusted name in security at 1217 Waldron Road in the La Villa Shopping Center in Fort Smith.
Channel 24, Fort Smith, Fayetteville.
This is KPOM, Channel 24, Fort Smith and Fayetteville, Arkansas. KPOM TV is a television service of the Ozark Broadcasting Company. KPOM TV strives to adhere to the standards and good practices of both broadcasting and business. We hope you've had a good day, and we thank you for allowing us to be a part of it. From KPOM TV, Channel 24, good night, everyone.